Hello guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to connect MongoDB, which is a NoSQL database to Python and perform CRUD operations.
So first of all, open MongoDB and either open an existing cluster or create a new one. Since there is no cluster available, I am going to create a new one and I am naming the cluster demo. A cluster is like a group of servers where our databases are stored. After creating a cluster, we can close the MongoDB. In our previous videos, we discussed how to connect Python with PostgreSQL, where we used the psychopg2 binary package. Since PostgreSQL is a relational database, we used that package to establish the connection. Similarly, while connecting Python with MongoDB, which is a NoSQL database, we need to install a package called pymongo. To install it in the same way we installed psychopg2, just by running the command pip install pymongo. After running this command, we can see that the pymongo is successfully installed. So now let's open a Python file and I'm going to store it on the desktop for my convenience, but you can store it anywhere. To establish a connection between Python and MongoDB, we are going to import a class called MongoClient from the library pymongo, which we installed just now. So we write from pymongo import MongoClient. This allows us to use the MongoClient class to connect Python with MongoDB. Next, we create a connection and store it in a variable called client. And inside the braces in double quotes, I have written MongoDB localhost port number 27017. It is just nothing but MongoDB. It is the database that we want to connect, and since it is already pre-installed in our system, I'm going to use localhost, and the port number 27017 is a default port. If you want to confirm this, you can open MongoDB, click on the three dots near the cluster and select show connection information. There you can see the host name and port number. Now since we have created the cluster, I'm going to create a database and a collection. A collection is basically a group of documents or information stored inside a database. So we can say a collection is a subset of a database. To know whether the database is connected to Python or not, for our understanding, we are writing a print statement. So let's run it. And here in the output, we can see that the database is successfully connected. So now we can perform our CRUD operations. The first operation we are going to make is insert data. Since MongoDB is a NoSQL database, we insert data in the form of JSON. Here I have stored the JSON data inside a variable called students. Since I am inserting multiple documents, I am using the insert many method. If you want to insert only a single document, you can use the insert one method. And just for our understanding, I am writing print statement. So let's run it. Here after running the program, the output shows that the connection is successful and the multiple documents have been inserted. So now let's check it. Now go back to MongoDB Compass and refresh our cluster demo. We can see that a new database called CollegeDB is successfully created. One important thing to note is that when we create a database, it may not appear immediately. It becomes visible only after data is inserted into it. Inside this database, we can see the students collection, which appears like a folder. When we open it, we can see the data of the two persons that we inserted. Next, we will perform the read operation. To read the data from the database, we use the collection.find method. Since the collection is stored in a variable called collection, we can easily retrieve all the documents from it. By using the find method along with the loop, we can print each document in a separate row. So let's run it. In the output, we can see that two rows of data is successfully shown as an output. You may notice that even though we did not provide an ID while inserting the data, MongoDB automatically generates a unique field called ID for every document. This is used internally by MongoDB to identify each record. Next, we move on to the update operation. In the update operation, we need to provide two things. The first one is the condition, which identifies the document that needs to be updated. The second part contains the new value that we want to set. Here, I am using the $set keyword, which is used to update the value of a specific field. In our example, the CGPA of Ravi was 8.2 and I am updating it to 9.2. So now let's run it. And after running the code, the output shows that the document has been updated successfully. If we refresh MongoDB Compass, we can see that the CGPA has changed from 8.2 to 9.2. So let's open MongoDB Compass and refresh the data. And here we can clearly see that the data has been changed from 8.2 to 9.2. Finally, we perform the delete operation. Just like we used insert many, MongoDB also provides methods such as delete one and delete many to remove documents from a collection. Right now, there are only two rows of data present. So I want to delete a single row. So I am using delete one and specifying the condition where the name is Ravi. So let's run the code. So let's open the MongoDB Compass and refresh it to see the changes. So after refreshing in the MongoDB Compass, we can clearly see that only one row of data remains. So in this way, we can perform CRUD operations on MongoDB using Python.